Walking to raise awareness of child abuse. People in Tallahassee coming together for this cause.
Trusted, local. The WCTV Good Morning Show starts now.
Welcome back to the Good Morning Show. If you're just joining us on this Thursday morning, it is 5:31.
And it is May 1st.
Yeah, already.
We're in a whole new month.
Which is crazy. This year flying by, just like the last. You know, when I was growing up, my mom always would tell me that, you know, when after you graduate and stuff, you know, life just flies by. Like time really gets away from you. And it sure does.
To feel that way.
It is starting to feel like that. I keep like, man, I've got all this to do, but like, I can't get it all done, you know? But maybe it's a good day to get some of the outdoor activities done today.
Great day to get it done. We're even going to crank down the humidity a little bit more, I think, today. So it will feel a little less sticky outside. It's still going to be dry. We are watching that next system. I do think it's going to be a player for the weekend forecast. The when over the weekend is still a little bit up in the air. We've got some time to fine tune that. We will continue to update for you. I think I see more seasonable in the forecast for next week. We've been running pretty hot for the past week or two. Maybe we can dial that back down a little bit next week too. So there's some pretty good optimism and pretty good hope for next week. Now, as far as this morning goes, I see the 67 in Tallahassee and the 75 at Alligator Point. That's way warmer than normal. Bainbridge is at 65. Thomasville's at 61. Moultrie's at 62. Homerville's at 58. Live Oak's at 59. Some of our eastern areas, that's more like it. That's where temperatures are supposed to be, upper 50s to around 60. Now, there are some more clouds out to the west. That's where the moisture is being confined to. And I think that's where it's going to stay for about another day or so. That energy will be trying to advance this way on Saturday, and that's when we start looking for our next chance for some showers. As we send the kids to school this morning, we're talking mostly mid-60s, and this afternoon they come home. We should keep it in the 80s today, a very similar setup to what we had yesterday. A little lower humidity, which will feel a little bit better. But I do have some changes for the weekend and beyond. I'll break all that down, the full forecast, in just a bit.
Continuing coverage on a deadly shooting at Florida State. The family of one of the men killed outside FSU Student Union 2 weeks ago is calling for more answers through their attorneys. 45-year-old Tiru Chaba's family attorneys sharing that they want more answers and transparency from law enforcement as to what happened that day and why. We asked if the family plans to bring a civil case against the shooter. The attorneys say right now they don't know, adding that the family wants a sense of closure.
And this family, they reside in Greenville, South. There's a mourning period that will really never end. They will never get over missing Thiru, but every day that they don't have basic answers to what happened is difficult for them. It's hard to process the grief appropriately without a real understanding of everything that happened.
Chaba's attorneys say the family is grateful for all the love. The team is conducting their own investigation into what happened that day. After yesterday's news conference, FSU President Richard McCullough released a statement saying they appreciate words of the Chaba family's attorney. He also shared FSU is fully cooperating with law enforcement on this case.
Now, the other person who died in the shooting was Robert Morales, the dining coordinator at FSU. His family launched a GoFundMe to help with their expenses. That page has nearly met its goal since it was launched shortly after the shooting. Now, on the GoFundMe page, Morales' wife and daughter left their own message to supporters, saying that they're grateful for the thoughts and prayers. Details on Morales' funeral arrangements have not been shared. However, both men will be honored during this weekend's FSU graduation ceremonies. Governor Ron DeSantis honoring the FSU police officers involved in the campus shooting yesterday. He awarded FSU Police Chief Jason Trumbauer and 7 other officers with the Governor's Medal of Heroism. Now, in a social media post honoring the officers, Governor DeSantis says that the officers ran towards danger to protect the students and staff on FSU's campus that day, adding that it was the definition of answering the call of duty, and he thanked them for their bravery.
In Suwannee County, the Live Oak community is hosting a rally for a 10-month-old puppy that they say was nearly beaten to death. Organizers say the rally is for that pup and all other animals that can't speak up on animal abuse. They say the pup's name is Sweet Pea and has several injuries, including a fractured skull and brain damage. That rally is today at Suwannee County Courthouse at 8 a.m.
In Tallahassee, an organization is also having a rally for International Workers' Day today. The Freedom Road Socialist Organization is hosting the rally and say they're fighting against the attacks on workers in the form of deportations and cuts to the federal workforce. The rally is outside the WFSU studios today at 5:30 p.m. It's taking place while the Tallahassee Town Hall is going on inside the studio. Now, hundreds of people walked down Appalachia Parkway from Governor's Square Mall to the Florida Capitol yesterday.
Yeah, this was for the annual Walk in My Shoes rally led by Senator Lauren Book. Our Stacey Inez talked with people attending and shares why they're helping raise awareness about child abuse.
For the first part of my life, I felt like an invisible person. Because if anybody actually saw me, they wouldn't continue to let happen what was happening.
Getting personal, former Senator Lauren Book held her 10th annual Walk in My Shoes rally to raise awareness against child abuse.
As a survivor of childhood sexual assault from the time that I was 10 years old until I was 16, we've created a different world where children can share their stories, where children don't feel afraid.
Hundreds of people showed up full of energy for the roughly 3-mile walk. It's part of a larger effort as the Walk in My Shoes began in Key West, ultimately making its way to Tallahassee.
During the middle of the week on a Wednesday, to be able to have this type of crowd, 500 people walking up Appalachia to do a rally, to talk about ways that we keep children safe is a remarkable, special thing.
I thought it was just really important to show my kids some things that they could be engaged in as change agents in their communities.
Eustacia Treywick-Dixie says as a mother, this cause is personal.
As a parent, our #1 charge is to keep our kids safe. And so thinking about our kids being violated in any way tugs at anybody's heartstrings.
Bikers Against Child Abuse were among the hundreds participating on Wednesday, saying they've been a part of the walk from the very beginning.
And it's all about helping abused children, helping them get their lives back on track, the childhood they deserve, and we empower children not to be afraid of the world in which they live.
The walk ended at the Capitol with a rally for supporters, encouraging everyone to take a stand against child abuse. In Tallahassee, Stacey Inez, WCTV Eyewitness News.
Tallahassee State College will welcome 1,500 new graduates to the alumni family in today's spring commencement ceremony. Along with graduation, the college has scheduled several special events to celebrate its graduates. District 2 County Commissioner Christian Caban will be speaking to the students. The ceremony is at the Tucker Center at 6 p.m.
And Senior Signing Day. Valdosta High School seniors committing to colleges, universities, and even branches of the military. Commitments ranging from Georgia schools like Albany State all the way up the East Coast to Boston University and Brown. Several seniors also committing to HBCUs, including FAMU, and the Army, the Marines, and the Navy also represented.
Seen in South Georgia, over 350 children have been placed in the foster care system due to various reasons.
But one organization was formed nearly 3 years ago to support those children in Lowndes and Eccles counties. Brittany Blake highlights the organization's need for volunteers and support.
CASA is serving 33 of the 350 children who need an advocate, but with only 20 volunteers, that leaves nearly 300 children facing the foster care system alone.
And some of our kids don't have people that will show up for them in big ways or small ways. So for CASA volunteers to do that for these children just because they care makes such an impact.
Sonia Johnson says extensive training for one volunteer a year costs close to $2,500, which makes funding critical.
We do get grants and we do get funding from Georgia and National CASA, but we always have a financial piece that is there that we need help with from the community.
Valdosta Junior Service League 2024 provisional class saw that need and met Johnson with an idea for an art auction fundraiser.
That's our motto. We're in the league to serve. And so this is just our way of serving these children in the smallest capacity, and they don't even know it.
The art auction theme, Home Is, to showcase CASA children's art and raise funds to support efforts.
Home Is to find in different ways for everybody, and especially for these kids. Like, home could be here for them at the Casa House. Home could be a courtroom, for that matter. You know, it could be where they feel safe or where somebody represented them well and gave them the proper avocation that they needed.
This Friday, you can choose from over 40 pieces of original art by local artists to support Casa.
Hey, welcome back. It's 5:41. We've got Rob here with us to give us a breakdown of what we can expect to see in today's forecast and maybe even into the weekend.
You know, I see some changes by the time we do get to the weekend. Not necessarily good or bad changes, just changes. As far as our setup for today goes, I think it's going to be similar to what we had yesterday, which was a pretty nice day. Top temperatures did make it to the upper 80s. I think we're going to do that again today, but if we can get enough clouds, maybe we can slow those temperatures down a little bit. We are going to continue dialing back the humidity for maybe another 24 to 36 hours, so it won't feel so extra sticky outside like it did on Sunday and Monday. So we do have that working for us. And I am expecting temperatures that are starting a little bit on the warmer side of normal to stay on the warmer side of normal. This time of year, low to mid 80s are normal highs, upper 50s are normal morning lows. Homerville's at 58 degrees, Live Oak's at 59. We're not too far away in Moultrie, Thomasville, Valdosta at 61. So these are pretty similar to normal temperatures. It's a little bit warmer at the Tallahassee Airport at 67, or in Madison High School at 65, or in Bainbridge at 65. And then I see that 75 at Panacea, but it's usually a little bit warmer near the coast at this time of the year anyway. Now, as far as the visibility goes, we lower the humidity. We have a little breeze. We're not expecting fog. I don't think there's going to be any today. I don't think there's going to be any tomorrow. As we get to the weekend and we turn the winds around a little bit, start to bring back some of that moisture, then maybe we start looking for some fog. I know we're going to be watching and hearing about these storms to our north and west, which are still going to be pretty potent, but they're going to have a tough time advancing east with high pressure established off the Atlantic coast, and it's going to take a couple of days for this to get moving. So that next system is in no hurry, and usually when these systems start to slow down, they keep slowing down. So starting to feel more like we're pushing the best rain chances to really late Saturday or on Sunday, but we'll see if anything can move out of the way earlier, and maybe we can adjust that forecast for you a little bit more. On the Futurecast, today, tonight, tomorrow night, still not much of a change except that change in wind direction as we do work our way into the weekend. Now I think as we go through the afternoon Saturday, we're watching to see where that boundary is and see if it can bring some shower chances. I do think we'll get some showers by Sunday, but we have time to work on the fine-tuning of that. And of course, I'll break it down a little bit more coming up.
Still to come on the Good Morning Show, helping to fight back against an uncurable disease, how boxing is helping people with Parkinson's keep strength and balance.